a new week and thanks for joining us on the Ghanaian Farmer Channel. My name is Enyonam, and over the week we've been giving you topic by topic how to become a successful commercial or small-scale grasscutter farmer here in Ghana. A very, very profitable livestock farming that you can actually delve into. And we are still communicating, or we are still in the farm of Reverend Zigli, telling you what to do and what not to do. But this week our focus is on how to care for a pregnant grass cutter animal versus when you have to wean or weaning and caring for the younger ones after they are delivered. So Reverend Zigli will be taking us through these one very briefly, and then we'll move to another topic. If you just tune in, please subscribe and also share the link. Reverend Zigli, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
It's a new week.
Yes.
So how long does it take a grass cutter to get pregnant?
Yes. For it to get pregnant, that one is when they are 6 months, you can cross them. 6 months. Yes. When grass cutter is 6 months.
Okay.
When they give them today, when they give birth to them today, 6 months exactly, they are ready to cross. Those are the animals we call ready to cross.
Okay.
So at that time you can cross the female. The males, when they are 7 months, they are ready to cross. Yes, the males, when they are 7 months, you cross them. Use them to cross the female.
The female.
Yes.
So I have to wait for my male grass cutter to be 7 months.
Yes.
And the female 6 months. Then I can cross them.
Yes. That is how we put it. But even now, 6 month grass cutters are crossing.
Okay.
Yes, 6 month males are crossing. When they are ready to be crossed, you know. When you raise them by the tail, you will see their private part to be brownish. When that brownish color appears, that tells you the animal is ready, and it can be crossed.
Okay.
Yes. So when the females are 6 months, you cross them. They will come on heat. There's something we call the heat period. When the animal is 6 months, to come on heat, then you will cross the animals. When you put the male and the female. People say you put the female in the male's cage, or you put the males in the female's cage. But in my farm, I practice anything.
Okay. What do you do?
My animals, they are all friendly.
Okay.
So I can choose to send the male to the female. I can choose to send the males to the female.
Okay.
You know, when we started, that was the doctrine they tell us.
Right.
That when you want to cross a female grass cutter, you have to send the female to the male's cage. But along the line, you know, I lose one of the females their tail.
Okay.
So catching it to the male was a little difficult for me. So I tried, and I brought the males to the female's cage, and it was successful.
And it worked. Okay.
Yes. So along the line, I said to myself, if this thing works, then it's not something. So I keep going. I do everything.
Okay.
I do
How
anything.
long is the female on heat for?
Yes. The female, it come on heat. Within 2 weeks, the heat will cut off and come again.
Right.
But even if it is not on heat, you can send a male that is very good, a romance male, to the female, and to play a romance with the female and bring the female back to heat again.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We have a good males like that.
Right.
They will have time for the female, they will play with the female, entertain the females, and then the female will come on heat and they will cross it.
Okay.
So after it has been crossed, it takes 5 months or 5 months, 2 weeks for the animals to deliver.
Okay. How long do you leave the male in the female's cage
Yes.
to keep crossing before you know that it's pregnant?
One crossing is okay for grass cutter to be pregnant.
Hey,
When the animal is on heat and the male mount it once,
that's all.
it's pregnant.
Sharp.
Yes. But sometimes we leave it for maybe 3 days, 4 days.
Right. To be on the safer side.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And then people have been asking for how long will they be together before it will be crossed. That one, it depends on the male and the female.
Okay.
You know, some of the males, they are very sharp in crossing. The moment you put them in the female's cage, within 30 minutes, you see that they have crossed the female already. They are very sharp. Some of them too, they are a little dull. Yes. So those are some of the characteristics of grass cutters. You have to know those things. You have to know your males that this one is sharp. And when you cross it, they can be together, even for 3 months.
Right.
But after 3 months, it's not advisable.
To still leave the male there. You have to move it to its own cage now.
Yes.
All right.
Some of the males are good. They can even be with the females until the female give birth.
Okay.
I've tried that thing once before. One male was very good. So they are there and even the female give birth. And you can even see the male caring for the babies. But some of the males too, they are not good at all.
Okay.
So those kind of males that are not good, they are aggressive mating with the female. Even if the female is pregnant, they still be forcing the female to mate with the female. Those males are not good. You have to separate them. That is when you have to separate the females.
Okay.
So if you are a beginner and you don't know the behavior of your males, the advice is after they have been crossed, you leave them for about 1 month, separate them.
Okay, quickly.
Quickly.
All right.
Let the female be on its own cage. Feed the female well. Give the female nice food. Because at that time, he need to be careful.
Fed
he need to
well.
be fed well. Yes, so you have to give them more food. Feed them nicely. Always make sure there is a leftover food in the cage. Always make sure there is leftover food. Okay. Don't make them finish all the food before. No. Because if they are hungry, it affects the babies.
Okay.
Yes, so you have to care for the females. You have to care for pregnant ones. Put them in a cage alone. Because they have to sleep. If they are together, at the time that this one want to sleep, the other male is forcing to cross and those things. So it can affect the pregnancy. Grass cutters, when they are a little stress, the pregnancy will abort. Okay. A little stress that a pregnant grass cutter will go through will affect the pregnancy. That is why it is not even advisable that when a grass cutter is pregnant for 3 months, you transport it.
Okay.
So
you don't have to move it to anywhere.
Me, if you come to me and say I want to buy pregnant animals, and I see that the pregnant animal is about 3 months, 4 months, and I see that where you are going is far, I won't sell it.
Okay.
I need money.
Okay.
It's not advisable because you can lose it. The babies can die in their stomach.
Okay.
And you can lose even the mother too.
Right.
So it's not advisable. So when they are pregnant, they need a special care. It's just like human being. If your wife is pregnant, there are certain things you don't let your wife do those things again.
Of course.
Yes. And there's some kind of food you have to give them. You have to give them fruit and those things. So grasscutters too, they are like that. When they are pregnant and you see that the stomach is a little big, even if you don't give your animals water, you have to put some little water in their cage.
Okay.
Yes, because they need water.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So that's it. When you have to do the crossing and how long you can leave the male there for, and why it's not advisable to even move them out of their cage or let's say transport to a long distance journey and all that. So the pregnancy stays for 5 months.
5 months.
How many babies am I likely to get as a first-time farmer?
That one is nature. You can even get 1.
Okay.
You can get 2.
Okay.
But 1 and 2 is not common.
Okay.
Even 3 is not common. Yeah. Okay. In my family, 3 is not common.
Right.
4 is there, but 4 also comes once a while.
Okay.
But the 5 is common. 5 and 6 is very common.
5 is rather common.
Yes, 5 and 6 is common in my farm.
I see.
You expect 5.
Right.
Yeah, you expect 6.
Okay.
7 is there. Even 8 is there. Last month we got 9. Yes, we got
From
9.
one grass cutter?
Yes, for one grass cutter.
Wow.
And the babies, they are all there.
Okay.
They are with the mother.
All right.
Yes. And the thing is, when they give birth more like that, you have to give them more cage. You have to give them a cage that is bigger.
You have to expand the cage.
Yes.
Okay.
If you know your grass cutter, that this grass cutter, when it's pregnant, later more, you have to, after it's pregnant, you have to move it to a bigger cage. So that when they give birth, the babies can be, they can have enough space.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So 5 months after delivery, how long does the baby stay with their mother before you wean them to a different cage?
Yes. When they give birth like that very day you have to put the date down. Record keeping is very important.
Okay.
Yes, you have to put the date down.
Right.
Animal has given birth on this date. It's very important. So when you put the date down, then after 1 month, 1 month you can wean them. And the weaning too is a stage.
Okay.
It depends the number of cattle the mother has given birth to.
Okay.
If you give birth to maybe 4, within 1 month, all of them you see that they are strong, they are okay. Because the breast is 6. So definitely all the 4 are getting breast milk. You see, but when they give birth to maybe 8, 9, within that 1 month, you can still see that some of them are little. Some of them, they are not breastfeed well. So you wean those ones that are strong, those that are big enough. Know that you see that their size is okay. You wean those ones. Then maybe assuming it has given birth to maybe 7. You can wean the 4 and leave the 3 that is not that strong. You leave them for them to be there and then breastfeed more. And what I always do is, as for me, I always like weaning the males first. I leave the females to grow nicely because, in fact, the females are very, very important in our farm. So we wean the males. And always the males are strong. When it comes to breastfeeding, you see that the males, they always position themselves. No matter how small is the male is, you can see that it will even overthrow the bigger one.
Hey.
Yes.
Or Tarano
Oh yes, and then they will breastfeed very fast.
Okay.
So the males, as for Grasscutter, the males one they always breastfeed. So when it sees like that, you win the males. You know that you see that they are okay. You win them, then you leave the smaller ones for another 2 months, 2 weeks. Sorry, for another 2 weeks. So within 1 month, 2 weeks, you win all the animals.
Okay.
So you win the males, then you leave the females for about 2 weeks. So after that 2 weeks, they are also good to go. Then now you win them also. Now the mother is free. Then you leave the mother for some 3 days. At that time, you are preparing the mother to cross again. So that is the time you feed the mother more again. You give the mother more food for it to gain back all the strength and all those things. So after 3 days, 4 days, you send the mother to a male, or you bring a male
hold on
to a female.
This animal just delivered.
Yes.
And it took you about 4 to 6 weeks to completely finish winning.
Yes.
Then immediately you're taking it back for crossing.
Yes.
Why?
By that time, she herself will even come on it.
Okay.
And do you know why? When they are in the bush, that very day that Grasscutter is giving birth, the male will cross it that very day.
Okay.
Yes.
I see. So in that case, how many times in a year does your Grasscutter?
Twice.
Twice.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So if you put a male and a female together, and the female has given birth, you will see the male will be aggressive to cross the female again, because that blood that is coming is just in the form of coming on heat again.
Oh, okay.
So that is why when you leave them and the male is not friendly, they'll be running in the cage for crossing, and they will kill the babies.
Okay.
That is why we separate them.
Right.
So that when they give birth, you not lose the babies.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So after that day, you cross the distance.
The female again.
Yes. After the 2 weeks, you let the mother rest for some 3 days, 4 days. Then that is when the mother will come on heat again. You have to check. You know, a lot of farmers, as beginners, you have to now check and see if the female is on heat. Okay. Somebody like me, I know my females and I know my males. Okay. This female that has given birth, I know the female is quick. It reacts to crossing easily. So I'll just give you a male that is also sharp. They will do their own thing. But if you don't know your animals, then you have to wait for them to see if they have come on heat before you introduce the male. But if you know your female that, okay, this my female is dull, it doesn't allow for crossing easily. I also give you a male which is not sharp, a male that is slow in crossing. So the two of you will be there, you'll be doing your own thing until you cross.
All right.
So after you put them together, that is when you observant is now important.
Right.
You have to be observing. People will ask, for how long would they be together before the male will cross it? No, we don't have time for it. Even though they are together, doesn't mean they are crossing. Okay. So you have to be checking. Every morning when you come, you leave the female. You see, every morning if you come, you hold the female by the tail, you lift it up like this, then you see the private part and see if it has been crossed. Right. If it is crossed, you know. This one is just a little one. This is not mature for crossing. Okay. I'm just doing an example. Yes. Somebody may say, they are crossing this small animal. No, we are not crossing it. All right. Okay. So you just lift it by the tail. When you lift it by the tail, you see if it is crossed, the private part will be open. Okay. The private part will be open, and then you will see them. Okay. All right. So that is when you will see that it has been crossed. So if it is crossed, that gives you the assurance that the animal is crossed and it is pregnant. That gives you 90% assurance.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So let's dwell a bit more on the winning and then we can wrap up. Yes. So after you win these younger ones, what then do you start feeding them with?
So when you win them, it's two ways of winning. Okay. Okay. Sometimes they are okay in that cage that they has been given birth to. So you can take the mother out of them and leave them there. They are good for that. That environment is okay for them. You can leave them there. Move from me. That environment is good for them. You see, so you can leave them there. You take the mother out of that place. You leave them there. Right. Or if you have a place that you have prepared for weaners, it's a place that's supposed to be a little bit small based on their quantity. Okay. Then you have to make sure there's some little heat there. Then you put them there, and then for them, you give them a food that is soft. Okay. When you are giving them the corn stick, you don't give them the hard part. Okay, the leaves. Give them, not even the leaf, even the stem. Okay. But you give, the maize, some look big and some look small. Yeah. So the small ones, you just fold them and give it to them. And they can they can chew it.
Okay.
They can eat it nicely.
Right.
And sometimes what people also do is sometimes I'm even practicing some things. After I've weaned the mother, I take the mother for crossing. If the mother has been crossed maybe within 1 week or 2 weeks, I bring the mother back to the babies.
Okay.
So that it can be taking care of them.
Right.
Until they are 3 months and somebody's coming to buy them, we sell them out.
Okay.
Yes. So
All
you
right.
can wean them. And when you are weaning them, transferring them from one cage to another, sometimes you can use your catcher. If you see that your animal are not friendly and you are moving them from one cage to another, the cage, the distance is far. For you not to lose the tail, you can pick them, put them in a catcher. I don't have a catcher around like I'll show them. So you just pick them from the cage, just open the cage, pick them by the tail like this. My animals are friendly, so I catch them anyhow.
Okay.
You can just pick them by the tail and then you send them to the next room.
The next cage.
Yes, but if you see that your animals are aggressive, they are not friendly, you can use your catcher. That is why you have to get your catcher. You use the catcher to catch them and send them to another cage.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so that's it. This week, we once again enlighten you about how to care for pregnant grasscutter until delivery, and after delivery, how to wean the younger ones from the parent, feed them with the soft part of the corn sticks, and also monitor the female after a few days, feed it well, and then take it back to the male for crossing.
Yes.
That's how it goes. It's like a 360. And in a year, 2 times your grasscutter would get pregnant and deliver. So it means that you have to do expansion every day in the farm. And that's it. It's a long-term investment, but when you start paying, it is worth every penny that you've invested. My name is Anyona, and this has been the Ghanaian Farmer Channel. My guest, Reverend Dominic Zegli, who is a corporate person, a pastor, and also a farmer. So you have no excuse to tell me, Anyona, I don't know what to do in farming. Is farming profitable? There. Reverend is cashing in. So are other farmers. So we will leave Reverend's number once again with you. If you want further clarification, you can call him after watching the video and he will help you out. Reverend, any number to share once more?
Yes. My number is 0242 130317.
All right.
Yes, that is my number.
Okay, so that's Rev's number. If you're calling him and his line is busy, he does training, he's attending to customers locally, internationally, he's going to the farm to get the feed for the animals, so it's always running around. You can also reach out to us on 0554830431 or send us WhatsApp and we'll arrange a meeting between you and Reverend. Until then, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next week.